Hello all, and thanks for checking out a video that I've created for NBA 2K13. This is Stealthmaul. As you can see, just loaded up the fact that I'm playing at Hall of Fame. And this is one of my first games at Hall of Fame. I had been working up to this point as far as 2K13 goes. I didn't want to play with a crappy kind of point guard. I actually wanted someone that could compete and be effective at this harder difficulty. I didn't want to frustratingly play for a couple months before actually, getting to enjoy the game. So I started off with the lower difficulties. That's fine. I'm just playing games about having fun. So that's what I did in season number 1. I had fun, won a championship, picked up several of the Hall of Fame criteria that you need to do. And in that first season, you can see one of our first acquisitions. Nicholas Batum was brought onto the team. Trade away Brevin Knight, Austin Day. Now in retrospect, in season 2, I'd love to have a backup point guard because our GM in his infinite wisdom only has one point guard on the roster, and it's me. And I have to be honest, as much as I enjoy playing lots of minutes in one of these games, I would much prefer to only play in the high 30s instead of the high 40s every single game. Admittedly, the only way that I can ever control the amount of time that I actually play is by getting in foul trouble or purposely throwing the ball away several times in a row. Even then, you'll see that my play style, as you watch this video, there's no plays going on. It's completely freestyle, and I played that way at Superstar and at Hall of Fame because I felt like the play calling was really sort of constraining my ability to get the ball to people when they are in position for a good shot. So instead, I just look for players that are open, players that are in good position to hit shots. That way I can, rack up the assists, which is what I really try to do. I'm not a score first kind of point guard, but if you look at my season statistics at this point, I'm in the high 40s a game and 5 rebounds or something stupid like that. And over 20 assists still, I believe, at this point in the season. I'm a few games past this now. I think I'm still at like 21 or 22 assists a game. I really am just, since I'm the primary ball handler and there's no backup, I'm the person who really runs this offense, makes it go. Right here's the only type of play that I actually end up running is just a quick pick and roll. Since both of my power forward, who's Greg Monroe, and my center, who's Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard's amazing. Since they're both really good finishers around the rim, they always try to crash in. I'm not really interested in them taking 12-foot or 15-foot jumpers. They're not going to do so well at that. Maybe when they play Tayshaun Prince at center, like last season in the playoffs when we lost Monroe, but he's the only person I would expect that kind of game from. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a possession because they're not going to make that shot. I'm not going to get that rebound. As you all know, the computer just racks up rebounds as much as they want. But fortunately, with this kind of front court, they tend to control rebounding a lot better. Oh, this is one of my favorites. And I'm out of bounds. I have no idea why. I don't show it in this video for time constraints, but I went back and looked at the replay. My heel never touched the out of bounds line, but evidently it was in the zone where it would have been out of bounds.
They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball. Excellent display of team play. Steve, I know you love great teamwork. So much fun to watch. Outside Batum.
I'm sorry and apologize if you hear my 2-year-old crying in the background. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't see her behind the wall at the moment. She's irritated by something. I've given her milk in a little cup, and I've given her a fruit chew, and she should be quite satisfied with those two things. Mickey Mouse is on. any of you parents out there know Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, way to go. Well, back to the game. One of my rare dunks at Hall of Fame difficulty. I haven't at this point picked up the Jordan dunk package. I do about a couple weeks after this. Decided to save up some VC from playing the game on your phone. It's a quick 1,000 points a day if you didn't already know about it. Yeah, save that up for 2 weeks. Also had a series of key games that let me rack up some points rapidly. Fortunately, the Pistons actually have quite a few rivals, quite a few key games with some tough competition. So this is not a key game, as the Houston Rockets are none of those things to the Detroit Pistons. So this commentary is definitely going to try to stay away from giving you play-by-play, because you guys don't need a play-by-play rundown. You are able to use your eyes, I'm sure, and wish that you were not using your ears. Anyway. A rare contest from the three-point line that the computer managed to miss. See, that's what happens when I don't pass the ball. It randomly is out of bounds. Even though, my ratings are great, their ratings are great. I mean, even in a real NBA, when players make those kinds of passes, they can't make a perfect pass every time, unless you're Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. And speaking of the NBA, I just looked at the news this morning when I woke up that he had beat the Milwaukee Bucks for their 22nd win in a row, or 21st win in a row, which puts them, I believe, as the third or fourth highest win streak in NBA history. The second place, obviously, is the Houston Rockets from the mid-2000s, after they lost Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady. The whole hewing theory thing. Your best players go down, all of a sudden you're free to play great. So, after that, Lakers from the 70s with 33 in a row. So, one of the things in playing these NBA games that I'm always interested in trying to do, know those NBA records, break those NBA records, because NBA records like that, like 100 points in a game, or 31 assists in a game, or 50 rebounds in a game, 33 wins in a row. I mean, those are challenging to do. I don't think in the modern NBA we'll ever see that kind of rebounding total ever again. But points, assists, wins, I mean, those are attainable things in this game, especially if you're at a lower difficulty where the gameplay is just a joke and you can do whatever you want to the computer. But a Hall of Fame racking up those kind of win streaks is, a whole nother story. They're not easy to do. Scoring 100 points in a game, people might be able to say, I can do that all day long. Well, I can score 100 points and a half at pro if I felt like it. It's just, why is that challenging? The answer is it's not. And when you play these games, you want to be challenged. You want to have fun. You want to be challenged. And that's why, one of my favorite channels to follow is Chris Smooth. One of my favorite quotes of his is, there's no sympathy, there's no mercy for the Hall of Fame computer, because they just rip you off at every turn. And that's why, me wanting to have a good team before I actually took that on, it was all about mitigating my frustration with Hall of Fame. So, we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. This is my first video that I recorded from 2K, my first edit from 2K, my first commentary ever. I had previously done videos in the past, lots of clips from Call of Duty, since you can just link that to your YouTube channel. But it's been quite some time since I actually put together a full-fledged video. never with commentary. It was something I never thought I would be doing, but you know, modern trends change. So now, just watching the game with some music on in the background that the creator finds interesting or fun to listen to, you know, just isn't enough anymore, unless it's a montage. Then it's actually okay, but you know, for the most part, you have to have something to say in one of these things. And what I have to say is that I like playing this game. I don't know what the point is. To do something fun, to do something different, to do something that someone wants to watch. But you will decide that, and I will not. Anyway, following up with the game. Still close, as always, in Hall of Fame. And like I said earlier in the video, having Dwight Howard and Greg Monroe as my power forward and center has its advantages, and that is that it's mostly taken away the computer's ability to dominate offensive rebounding. I actually can compete in most games. Not all, most. But and we'll see what happens here. I think there I made a mistake trying to pass the ball. I was looking for a different guy. I don't know, it's one of the issues I have in playing this game. Since I have several people that play several positions and I expect them to be at a different position, I pass it to the wrong icon. And I just get stuck, and then I miss a three. It's mostly uncontested. Now you can look, I didn't use any of the normal NBA shots like Ray Allen's or Kevin Durant's, Melo's, Kobe's. You know, I decided to just do something different and create my own with a real fast release and a set shot, you know, sort of like Jason Kidd, not a lot of jump. Ooh, I missed alley-oop. What else we got going here? Oh, sorry for the audio cutting out there. I think the recording was messing up. Anyway, get up all to Howard. You see, I mean, that's why I don't want him shooting those jumpers. I mean, he's not gonna make them. That is not what he does.
He has 12 points and 1 steal as well. I was giving him a grade. It was a
So, what to expect in the future for me? You know, maybe a couple more of these videos. See if people are interested in them. That's what I have to say. I'll talk a little bit more about my signature skills in the next video, one I'm using. You can see it there in the HUD, but for the most part, it is lockdown defender. It is, I think it's scrapper at this point. I can't tell from my video here. Scrapper and finisher were the ones I was going back and forth with. A dimer, of course, as a point guard, and then floor general and defensive anchor at their max levels. I find dimer is very helpful as a point guard. You know, it increases your passing. It increases, closing in. Game is getting good. Clutch steal with, I believe, 5 fouls. Whatever it was, I shouldn't have been poking at that ball. You know, Jeremy Lin's not going to do nothing except try to get to the hoop. And Harden's going to take this ball and do something with it. And missed the contested layup. Hit Batum. Decide to not. And as you can see, I waited and tried to take that last second shot to win the game there. That's what happens sometimes though. You miss some, you hit some. Catch you guys later.